Hey guys, it's Megan. I'm a high school librarian and we are back with another video, probably one of the last videos before I have the baby. So this is very exciting. I might have already had the baby at this point and this is just scheduled to come out. Who knows? I'll keep you updated. Anyway, I have a tiny book haul, but the reason is because I never buy books, like ever, because I just don't know, unless I love them, then I don't see a point in buying them until after I read them. I know very few people I've ever seen on BookTube do this, but I don't like to buy a book and then read it and then like hate it. So I don't want to waste money. So I would rather read the book like from the library or wherever, school library, public library, ebook, audiobook, and then if I like it, I will go back and actually buy it at that point. That doesn't really happen very often though. I don't really own that many books except for like my favorite series, but I got in the book buying mood. So here we go. I'm just gonna show you some books that I've recently acquired. This one was a gift. We're gonna start with this one because it was a gift. So this one is Piranesi by Susanna Clark. My mother-in-law actually bought me this for Christmas. She has no idea really about my taste in books, but she kind of figured out, I think, that I would like this one. She might have asked some other people too to get some recommendations, but I love Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell. So I loved the TV series, like the little mini series. It's on Netflix. And then I read the book and I liked the book even more. I loved her writing style. And of course, if you've ever seen Jonathan Strange and Dr. Norrell, the book itself is absolutely massive. So this is definitely something different from what the author previously has written. It sounds really super weird. Like, I don't really know much about it except that it's, I don't know, is it magical realism? Or I feel like it is. It says like, there's a lot of surreal stuff. So I'm kind of thinking it's like magical realism. It says fans of Circe and The Ocean at the End of the Lane by Neil Gaiman. I've never read either of those books, but I kind of know what they're about. So I think I will like it. It says it's set in a dreamlike alternative reality. It's like Piranesi's house is not ordinary. The rooms are infinite. The corridors are endless. The walls are lined with thousands and thousands of statues. Piranesi's not afraid. He understands the tides as he... Oh, because, yeah, there's like an ocean in his house. Yeah, I don't know. There's another person in his house called the Other who visits him twice a week and asks for help with research into a great and secret knowledge, which is capitalized. But as Piranesi explores, evidence emerges of another person and a terrible truth begins to unravel, revealing a world beyond the one Piranesi has always known. Sounds super weird. I might hate this book. I don't know. But I'm really excited to read it because it is really short. It's I think it's less than 250 pages. So maybe I can add this to my February TBR, and even with the baby, hopefully I can get through it. Okay, so next I went to Barnes & Noble, and this is what happened when I went there. I didn't really mean to buy any books, but when I got there, I was like, oh my gosh, okay, I kind of just want to like buy a book. I don't care what it is. I just want to buy one. So I'll start with this one. So I bought the first of the First Law trilogy. It's called The Blade Itself by Joe Abercrombie, and I hear about this nonstop on BookTube. I hear it is basically Game of Thrones, but with even a little bit of a dark humor in it as well. I love Game of Thrones and I love dark humor. I can't imagine that I could go wrong with this. Even George R.R. Martin is on the blurb here saying that Joe Abercrombie is terrific. Let's stop and see. Different, but like smells really new. Smells good though. Okay, so it doesn't really tell too much of what it's about. I read the inside. I think there's like a lot of characters and it's gonna go back and forth between them. And like one's a torturer and I'm not really sure, but it just sounds cool. I don't wanna know too much about the plot. I'm trying to see real quick. Yeah, the chapters have titles, which I think is kind of neat. And I do know that the chapters look really short, which like Game of Thrones, sometimes the chapters are so long. And even though they're good, you're just like, oh, I've got to read like 20 more pages to finish this chapter. These look pretty short, so I think I'll be able to get through it a little bit faster than Game of Thrones. Even though it is 501 pages, exactly 500. It looks bigger than that. So I'm glad it's only 500 pages. There are a lot of words per page, but anyway, I have heard, and so I'm expecting this. I'm prepared for it. I have heard that it is incredibly character driven, which I said in a previous video, I love, as long as I love the characters. If I don't like the characters, then why would I care about what's happening? And I have heard that this book, the first book in the trilogy, really has like no plot. It's all just introducing the characters and just watching them do stuff. But the plot really picks up in books 2 and 3. So I just know I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to give it my best, and I will hopefully get to read this book while I'm at home with the baby. So I was leaving Barnes & Noble. I was like, okay, I got a book. I'm all good. Then there was some tables on the way out that said buy one, get one 50% off. And I was like, oh no, because I saw a couple books that I recognized / wanted. So actually the first book I saw was this one, which is The 10,000 Doors of January by Alex E. Harrow. And I have heard about this from only one booktuber, Books with Bethany is her name. She talks about this book as being one of her favorite books ever. It is a standalone, kind of a fantasy, not like high fantasy or anything, so I think it's set in our world, but it just sounds really different. And it says it's listen to this. It says it's a gorgeous, aching love letter to stories, storytellers, and the doors they lead us through. Absolutely enchanting. So it's like she lives in this mansion she's the ward of this guy named Mr. Locke. Her name is January. And she says there's artifacts all over the mansion, carefully maintained, largely ignored, and utterly out of place. When she finds a strange book, one that tells a tale of secret doors of love, adventure, and danger, for the first time, January realizes she can escape her story and sneak into someone else's. It says it's a fantastical journey of self-discovery that reveals the true power of our imaginations. One of the most unique reads of fiction I've ever read. I don't know, it just sounds super cool. It says it's beautiful and rich and poignant. So I'm thinking the writing itself is going to be really good. Let's hope. Yeah, so I don't know. I am going to give it a shot. Just because the Books with Bethany booktube channel, she usually likes a lot of the books that I like. So I saw it and I was like, okay, I'll go for it. And I love the edges. I like this kind of edge. I know a lot of people don't. I think it's cool. So because they were buy one, get one for 50% off, I was like, well, if I buy this one, I get another one 50% off. So what I wound up with is the first book in the Expanse series. So I really do like sci-fi. I just never really get around to reading it, but I love sci-fi TV shows. So I thought that this would actually be perfect. So this is, I believe there are 8 books in the series. I don't know if that's like finished or not, or if there's gonna be more, but there are 8 right now by James S.A. Corey, who I learned that's actually 2 authors writing together, and one of them is George R.R. Martin's assistant. So this is like the sci-fi version of Game of Thrones, is what I've heard. And it focuses on 2 characters. One is a detective who is trying to find this girl in all of the galaxy, and he is led to like this derelict spaceship. And then the other character also finds the derelict spaceship. Let's see, where is it? Yeah, his name's Jim Holden. He's the commanding officer of an ice miner, and he's making runs from the rings of Saturn because, of course, we've like colonized the galaxy, or not the galaxy, just the solar system. In fact, it says the stars are still out of our reach right now, but we've been to the moon and Mars and stuff like that. So he stumbles across this derelict ship as well and finds a secret that people are willing to kill for. War is brewing, and he's got to find out who left this ship and why. And then when the detective comes in as well, the 2 of them have to figure out together like what's going on. It says they have to thread the needle between the Earth government, the outer planet revolutionaries, and secretive cooperations. The odds are against them, but out in the belt, the rules are different, and one small ship can change the fate of the universe. So I am really intrigued to read something different besides epic high fantasy. Instead, I'm just gonna read epic high sci-fi, I guess, is what this sounds like. But I know some people really hate this book too, so I don't know. We'll see where it goes. It's about 550 pages. Look, once again, looks bigger. People love these floppy paperbacks, so I'm gonna have to see if this is like the new book for me too, because this is a really tall book. So I'm taking this one to the hospital. It's gonna be packed in my hospital bag, and yeah, when I'm, in labor, maybe I'll be reading this book. And so those are all of the books that I picked up in my little book haul. I know it's really small, but I am very excited about these. And it's the first time I've bought new books in a long time because I just don't buy books. So fingers crossed that I don't like hate these and I don't DNF them and just waste up spending, waste my money basically. But hopefully I will see you guys again soon. This might be one of my last videos. I think I've got one more coming out. I might have already had the baby at that point. We'll see. But I will see you whenever I do see you again. Bye.